Yeah, I mean,
I think that'd be just a fun experiment.
that might be like less resource intensive in terms of coming up with whole new maps because
Yeah.
they do require balancing and everything else. I don't know. That could be certainly interesting. But I do think that that generally the mappers do an amazing job. Much underrated in my opinion. The amount of work that goes into it is crazy.
Yeah, I can only imagine. And I think it was cool getting the interviews from Pwn and Volcano when the new cache was released, talking about all the even just the work that goes into just making minor adjustments and maybe some major adjustments. Either way, we can forget all about that. The map we are playing on is Overpass, and it's the good version of Overpass, and it's the third map in this series. The loser of this map will be eliminated, and Kenny S, speaking of which, is gone. Deleted from the round, will have no say in what happens next.
Sounds for a minute like you were calling Kenny a loser. I'm not gonna lie, Jason. That was a bit insensitive. Amanek, Hunter, and Nexa rotating to the bomb site, but the bomb will be going down here. Tarek already on it by the truck, and that's a nice shot from Ethan. 4-on-2 now, as they just continue to frag on through. It's just no contest here. EG cleaning up this round very, very nicely.
G2 had no chances in any of those fights. Like, not even an opportunity to have a rebuttal. Not even every single shot was just an immediate headshot and cleanup kill. Only Nexa and Jack's able to pick up frags, but bless it all. EG continuing where they left off on Mirage. So if you're just joining us for this third map, we know timings are weird around the world. First map was Dust 2, 16-5 victory for G2. Second map was Mirage, 16-5 victory for Evil Geniuses. And now here on Overpass, we're looking for a close, grinded-out, brawly affair.
A lot of smokes here on the CT side, but because of the speed, they might not even get to use them. Good shot from Nexa. Oh, he gets the follow-up headshot, and the bomb is down. He's still got the Deagle train on that. He wants another one. Reload is going to have to come in, though. And now he's re-peeking in. He's done even more damage. And that grenade, that might have been the finishing move there. Now he's really low on health. That was so well done from Nexa.
Unfortunately, there's a smoke over towards Sandbag, so Jax is not able to get involved. Yeah, he's done everything he could, and he was waiting. You could see him backing off at a certain point to try and let this flank come in to have some kind of a say. Unfortunately, with that smoke up, everything got delayed. So Jax, a Deagle, and a smoke. Not a full investment from the G2 side, just picking up the pistols. They want to keep as much money as possible for that fourth round.
Those smokes could have been, I think, frustrating for EG if they would have played a very slow round here, where they sort of like try and creep in, because there's so many choke points on this map where you actually can get stopped by the smokes. Not bad for Jax to get one more kill there, but the quickness of that round just meant those smokes weren't really going to be the deciding difference. But not bad for G2. I mean, did some damage, 3 kills.
Yeah, all things considered.
They'll take it.
They'll take that any day of the week. 2-0. Krieg on Breeze, AK on Ethan and Cirque, and you have those MAC-10s to be aggressive and heavily attacking bomb sites. Armor picked up on Nexa.
Armor and a smoke, yeah. Jax with the smoke as well. Nice if Kenny could get some more kills. He's got the CSAT 75, but yeah, if he could just, get something to work with. Amanek going to be forced into the fight, and Kenny trying to follow it up, and it's a decent amount of damage, but not enough for the kill. And Tarek is just cleaning up everything now. Glock comes out, but he's still making it work, and that will be an ace for Tarek. The best start he's had to any of these maps.
Yeah, he's had a really tough, quiet series, so it would be awesome to see him get started on the right foot, which he has just done. The ace, 7-2 so far. If he can keep that up, that'd be, I mean, listen, you're going to have some bad series, you're going to have some bad maps, but
yeah.
if you come into a series like this with a rough performance and then deliver on the third map, no one's going to remember it.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's just a bias in my mind, but I sometimes even prefer that. Like, there's something about watching
something
a player
charming about the resilience and overcoming the obstacle.
Yeah, I quite enjoy that, because it's so hard to do. But anyone who's touched the game will know that. Just if you're off to a bad start, sometimes you never recover, right? You just say, oh, that's it, I can't, it's not my day.
Yeah, well, you normally say that after two maps of matchmaking, so that's exactly what Tarek has essentially played, is 2 maps. And
that's when people quit. If you notice that, that's when all the friends say, oh, I just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, it's not my day, I'm going to go play an MMO.
Exactly right. Well, Stanislaw goes down. Hunter with a good kill and an even better follow-up. The M4A1, one of the rare users of it, still playing with it. Has a pretty good track record, I would say. Flashbang comes in, and Ethan, he just holds down Mouse 1 and takes down Hunter and Amanek. That is not the way that's supposed to work.
No, not at all. And that's actually heartbreaking. Hunter gave him such a big advantage, and for Ethan to respond in that fashion, that's brutal. He's down to 27 HP, but he's clawed EG right back into this round.
Who do we even credit at that point in time? Do we even credit Ethan, or is it just... Was it Nexa that set up the flashbang for his teammates? Thanks, bro.
I think you credit Ethan even with the blind luck. Kenny S going to get smoked off. He's got to reposition. He knew it immediately. Jax is still over at the A bomb site. Nexa down in water. Smoke is going to come up, and they should know where the hit is at this point, but they're going to play it patiently. Bomb being planted in the open inside of the smoke. Nexa going to wrap around, not able to punish that because of where it's planted, but now he knows. Now Breeze is blocked in. Oh, there's the find. Good trade from Ethan.
I actually think Nexa knew where Ethan was as well. He just, the angle was so wide, there was no way he could actually transfer both those kills, so he just went for the first one that was there. Flashbang over the wall to buy a little bit of time. Ethan alive with 3 kills and still some health to fight with. Jax now trying to see if he could find any position here, and Ethan not going to connect with the spray. Now it's Cirque. He takes away Jax, so Kenny knows where he is, but he can't block off with smoke or anything, and he's looking for him, but he's fallen so far back, which is smart from Cirque.
It's not planted for him.
Oh, no, it's not. You're right. All the way in the corner. Cirque, he has to swing wide to get it. That defuse, it's going to come through. That's a big win. Even if they lose everything, at least they get it.
I think actually, I mean, that's crushing to lose in that fashion. I mean, Cirque just losing track of where the bomb was planted in that situation, going way too far back towards the other drain pipe. But still, if you get all 5 kills, take the AWP away, and in the losing round, that's the best way to lose a round.
It is. Well, and it is so hard, right? Because there's a very, very narrow band where Cirque plays. Like, if he's too defensive, this happens. If he's too aggressive, Kenny might hunt him down, right? So he has to play somewhere in between that. That's kind of hard to balance.
Yeah, and just barely miss the mark on it.
Yeah.
Still, look what it causes. The weapons are fine. The utility is not. Good aggression. Trade immediately, but they know there's more there. The AUG holding the line. Flashbang over. It's still just Jackson. He's going to do one better. They need to hunt him down, and they need to get this kill right now.
Ooh. He wasn't flash. I actually think he panicked a bit from the sound of the flashbangs. It looked like he was just firing that, whereas he probably could have just played that one a little bit more safely. Still, amazing round out of him. Nice triple. And a 2-on-3 now. I think the only thing that's really great for EG right now is the amount of time that's left. So they can sneak around, look for a headshot on somebody.
Hunter's going to get aggressive. Kenny S far back. Almanac has great position to gather information. He's right by the door. He's in the dirty water.
If they hear the jumping up on the bomb site, that might make them not check for Hunter, because they might think, well, that's going to be the player that's there. And Hunter, nice pick off, and that reels the bomb as well. Tariq going to be going down. Maybe could have had a chance there, but a nice weird off angle on top of the little container for Kenny will land him the first kill of the map for him here. So 2-3.
Tarek just narrowly off the mark on that follow-up on Kenny. That was about to be a very cool round from Tarek. This was great from Jax. A round where they don't have the utility to really allow any slow play. They get aggressive, and Jax just holds the line perfectly. That AUG worth its weight in gold. 3-2 in the favor of EG, but that lead is slipping.
Instant extinguishing of the Molotov. They're not going to find anyone with the aggressive push. And, oh, they double grenade that. Triple grenade, maybe even.
I think it was triple.
Yeah.
It would have had to have been. Unless they were perfect.
Well, they had 3 people there, so let's
assume it was
let's
a triple.
assume. Still, regardless, it's better to spend that extra grenade, you know?
Just to be sure. Well, that man advantage allows them to slow things down. Feel good in a 5-on-4. Smoke to block off the choke point of the door in case someone was boosted up, in case someone was jumping for information. Hunter and Almanac going to back away from the B bomb. Are they stacking A? Are they making this call blind?
They look like they are.
This could be fantastic. I mean, there's still plenty of time for EG to readjust on the map, but if they take this too slow before they decide to attack or peek into a bomb site, they won't have time to readjust down to B, even if they have control of the stairwell. So G2 put themselves in a very interesting situation.
Jax as well. If he could stick around here. If he keeps moving, I don't think that's going to work out well. If he could just stay here as the linchpin, just in case that they try and fall back or anything like that. Ethan, it looked like he had the right idea. If he goes for it, the shadow's going to show, but it doesn't matter. He'll still take the fight. And are they going to keep going? It seems like they will. They're going to be walking. Oh, actually, the stack has fallen back already. I thought maybe they were going to stick around. 25 seconds now, and now you might as well back on out.
That sucks so much. For G2, for everyone watching, because that was such a cool call. That would have been such a cool battleground. But I think because Jax was so pushed up and didn't hear a single thing, I think that's when they started to bust that stack. Spread it back out to both of the bomb sites. They were trying to stack on a timing, and it just doesn't work out. So G2 has to save with these 3 guns. It's all right. Almanac will be able to drop over. They'll get another fight in the next round, albeit it's not going to be with great utility. I mean, it's not going to be a great arsenal. They're not going to have the AWP they might want, especially if any of these kills come out. I can't believe EG, with the money that they have, are willing to hunt so much. Tarek, he spotted 2 over towards Graffiti. He's got them pinned down, and the rest of EG is coming on over. They're on the hunt. They want blood. They want both of these, but the bomb explosion puts them at such low HP. It's a bit expensive, but they get everything. I think the bomb even blew up the 3rd G2 player that was there.
Yeah, I think so as well. Wow, that's... I agree it's expensive. I agree they didn't necessarily have the money to risk it all. But it's also going to put a lot of pressure on G2. And I think if it weren't already evident that Evil Geniuses have got quite fired up in this game, now you really feel it. Now you can even sending a little bit of message almost to G2, just saying we're so confident right now. I like it. And now they got the MAC-10 Ethan. He could be charging his way in. Yep, he's going to be leading it around the L-bend. He's going to find a bomb site full of people, but that is the point of that push, and yeah, that's creating all the space they need. Shut down with only the MAC-10 dropping. Again, the Force will take it at those bomb sites. It's just not going to allow G2 to get much of a chance in some of these rounds. Kenny back with the AWP now, though.
As you mentioned earlier, though, only 1 in 6.
Yeah.
Hasn't been able to get going on the CT side, although, to be fair, G2 hasn't been able to get going on the CT side just yet as a team. This will be one of the better chances they've had. There's no kits picked up for the CT side, so any bomb plants, any retakes are going to have to be very fast-paced. That AWP is going to be here towards the B bomb site, but not getting aggressive for a peek. Ooh, a run boost. Run boost to the other side, so Kenny's made it. This could be perfect.
He's going to go for the peek. Now it's interesting, though. Flashbang, oh, he is in a lot of trouble. Amanek there to try and back it up, but that M4A1, not a lot of stopping power, and they just power on through it. Stanislaw with a big double, and Nexa out in the open. It's some really good spray, and he somehow found another one, making it a triple, and I can't believe they held that bomb site. It looked like that was going to be complete destruction on their side.
That is a heroic effort from Nexa. And I mean, testament as well to G2, even in some of those deaths early on, they did so much damage. EG, once Breeze went down, he was their only high HP player. Everyone else was just a bullet away from death. So Nexa manages that so well, holding on to water, that critical position inside of the B bomb site. 5-3. Another buy coming in for EG. The AWP, meanwhile, was ripped out of Kenny's hands. They could not salvage it by the monster tunnels.
Tough game to start off with, or a tough match here at the beginning of it. Only played 8 rounds so far, but nobody really has any money to work with, and I guess EG are coming out on top in terms of the fact that they're on the T side, but still, everything's got to be fought for right now. And Hunter, if he sticks around, he's suddenly gone. Ethan wants to track him down. Yeah, he was in a very exposed position, and he didn't even know it.
This is scary. They're going to push for it. That's an easy kill for Sook. He just holds the line, spams through in case the commitment was still there. Nexa, if he comes back for more, that would be so bold. Off angle instead. Ethan is going to love that fight. Meanwhile, Bathrooms has been taken control of. Jax, long way to fall back. He knows Breeze is there. He's not getting away.
I mean, good adjustment for Jax to sort of realize it. I mean, you could even sometimes bait people out just using those footsteps intentionally, but he wasn't able to get that first shot off.
One of the struggles that G2's been facing in this map is so much of this contact, so much of this pressure from EG is being applied early, and we're getting some of those trades, you know, in the first 30 seconds of the round. So it's just a long time to play where defense is spread thin. It's a long time to play whether it's a 4-on-5 or a 4-on-4, and as a CT team with you know, one less defender, you feel like you need information, like you need to go find it, and that in turn might cause you to overextend a little bit more than you'd like. Yeah,
they have had a lot of time to work with EG, even after It's like a 4-on-4 or 3-on-3. You're right. Saving, obviously. No, there's no point doing anything else. 6-3 for EG. This is I mean, the only thing that's making this even better again is the economy for both teams here. For the T side, even if they can start to build that up, winning rounds like these where they keep 4 people alive, then things will look real dark for the French-Serbian team. Still is unlikely.
Yeah, you fumbled when you said it. It's like your brain doesn't even want to accept the idea, the premise.
It does, you know. Wouldn't have seen it coming. Would have been unthinkable even 2 years ago. Anyone suggested it, they would have rolled their eyes and just said, "What are you talking
Yeah, they would have
about?"
been laughed out of the room.
Yeah.
How
Times have changed.
Try not to do that too often. 6-3. Tarek at 10-5. Ethan at 10-6.
Tarek's got 10 times the ADI he had on.
It's actually way more than that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just.
It's fine.
It wasn't meant to be exact. It was just.
Yeah, it was funny.
Now that he's doing well, we can make fun of him, right? That's how this works.
Okay.
But yeah, EG is a very, very powerful start.
And again, controlling the economy as well.
Yeah.
Such a big factor.
And if they don't run into either the Krieg or the M4 here, but if they can negotiate the first part of that fight in a reasonable fashion, then probably they can make it out with quite a few players alive, even in this one. And that's where the fun really begins for them. Nexa pushed up really far. He's got some backup there as well. Oh, and actually Breeze immediately taking out Kenny. That leaves Nexa alone. He's kind of trapped here, trying to fight his way out, and he had to go for that fight. He knew that if he stuck around, it would only get worse. Running for the flames to try and see if they could battle Tarek, but he'll shut it right down. So 2 versus 4, and nicely done.
That's an admirable idea, trying to use the flames the last second or 2 of it, take the damage, catch him off guard. It worked. He had, 3 or 4 shots before they were even able to react. Smoke from the HE nade clears, and Jax gets eliminated from an angle he's not ready for. Hunter's just going to try and pick up these weapons out towards long. Krieg in hand, and yeah, you're right. I mean that final player, Nexa, he had to duel, and it's got to be such a rough feeling in your stomach when you know you're boxed in from a Krieg just holding an angle, but you know you have to go commit to the fight.
Yeah, and because obviously if he doesn't, for all he knows, there's going to be a flashbang coming, and
or someone's going to come from behind, or
yeah.
the second player comes in for the trade, whatever it might be.
Hunter now just wants to save it. Maybe ride off into the horizon on that lawnmower. Just escape.
Waterboy. I think he's going to get away with it.
Do you think you could kill someone with a lawnmower?
All right, that's a weird thing to bring up.
I don't know.
Been watching too many Saw movies?
You know, I did actually.
Here we go.
I did spend an.
If this is where you tell me you killed someone with a lawnmower, it's
yeah.
awkward as hell.
Confession time. No, I did spend a time like one weekend where I watched all the Saw movies, just in a row.
Okay.
And it does just get so stupid at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen all of them ever, but it is really dumb at some point.
No, because the first one was kind of cool, right? There was a little bit of like a psychological thriller element to it, I felt.
Yeah, but
and then the rest of them after that was just like, let's just make gruesome stuff.
It was a new theme, right? So you were like, oh, this is interesting. But then, well, interesting is the wrong word, but this is gruesome in an interesting way. But then it
was just gruesome.
Then it was just gruesome, yeah.
All right, Smoke. I don't think they saw Jax get here. Yeah, they have no idea. Cirque has his knife out. Oh, he almost recovered in time, and that was a sloppy kill from Jax, so Stanislaw able to get him on the trade immediately after. Still control of bathrooms, and ooh, nice shot from Hunter.
That Krieg from the previous round doing something here. There was no, I mean, I don't know if Kenny was nearby, but anyway, he was smoked off, so Jax was kind of on his own. That's the bomb down over at long. Breeze and Stanislaw will combine for a big return to the round here. And now a 2-on-2, and still a minute left. And they've got the bomb site if they want it.
Yeah, they know Hunter is there, and we saw Ethan. He was zoned in on the position that he was holding for where Almanac was, so they might have the information that both players were at the B bomb site. Being cautious as they take control. Now, the plant is the question.
Planning on the, if they could actually go both B if they want.
Yeah, I think that might be what's on their mind right now. Since they see no one here, they're like, okay, so the flank is going to be coming into the A bomb site. Let's just evacuate all the way. But they have to be careful. And the timing of it is the question, because Hunter is coming down the stairs right now. He's transferring over. He'll be over towards sandbags if they do commit to this B bomb site.
So have they played a brilliant game, or have they actually ended up mind gaming themselves? That's that can happen sometimes. Making a bit of noise. Hunter's on the other side. 17 seconds. He just wants this, but there's a Krieg holding that angle, and yeah, if he walked into that, I bet he would have been dead already. Grenade won't really do much of anything, and that'll reveal his position at the very least. The counter grenade is amazing, though. They have smokes. They could maybe try and smoke this off. Now, they do not have a kit picked up, so it's going to be a very long time. Smoke's probably just going to serve to try and force someone into a fight rather than go for the full defuse. That's going to be nearly impossible. And Breeze up on the high ground, not showing himself yet. Now, tapping it immediately. Hunter going to be taking a kill, but Stanislaw lining it up, and he just memorized that position. That is probably going to be the round right then and there. Hunter, no chance. He has to escape and save that Krieg, and even the wall bang coming out, almost catching him. That's a very, very rough round here for G2 to lose. Maybe could have won it, but instead Stanislaw with the triple and EG at 8-3.
That is fair play to EG. That is a brilliant round.
Yes.
Making sure that everything is safe. You realize the flank isn't clear. There's no way for two players to just safely get that bomb planted. You can't clear bank and towards CT spawn. I mean, and towards those stairs all on its own. That is nicely played from them. Even with Hunter realizing the B bomb site was going to be the end goal, they still managed it very well with two smokes down. This is tough. This is the third map, and G2 is currently getting wiped off of it.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. Unlike what was going on Mirage, where I had much more of a feeling that G2 were putting on enough kills that they were very competitive. Look at the scoreboard.
Or tactically at least, were involved in some of the rounds.
Yeah, I'm not
getting the same feeling. Yeah.
It's 4 kills on Amanek, 1 on Kenny, Hunter on 5, Jackson next are a little bit up there, but yeah.
I think the real tough part to this series is you want to be like, okay, G2 won the first map, so they had a chance to kind of put EG away, but they were really never even involved in that second map. So you don't even get to hang your hat on the fact that, like, oh, they had their chance to knock EG out. Because they didn't really.
I agree. But, yeah, I mean, that's the really heartbreaking part, is that whoever loses goes home. I'd even forgot about that part in all the chaos, but all right, it's elimination time.
Yeah. All right. Quiet round from EG, much slower paced.
And it looks like they're going to be going maybe to the other bomb site, so.
Yeah, I mean, the stack towards B for G2, but EG's gained so much map control and so much ground towards bathrooms, towards A. They're just going to commit to it with all their HE, all their smokes, all the Molotovs, all the nades.
Throw it all in there.
Even take some damage from your own fire.
Just Tarek trying to prove his commitment, in case anyone had any doubts.
Commitment to the team. It's going to be a 9th round for EG. I think the goal, I guess, for G2 at the end of this round, obviously you want to preserve that Krieg on Hunter, but the rest of these pistols, almost just like throw them away. See if you can get yourself in a position to take out some exits. I think they're even too far away for that, though.
Yeah, I mean, every little bit they can get, if they could steal something away in a round like this, would be so helpful.
The money's not great for the EG side of things, despite the fact that they've won 3, about to be 4 in a row.
Yeah, well, I was making that trying to make that my talking point like 4 rounds ago, and like, oh well, maybe, but now it's like, yeah, but they still have 9 rounds. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, if G2 come back and win the next 3 and make it 9-6, then cool, fair enough. Then it's still a chance.
Yeah, that kind of slipped my mind for a moment. There's only 3 rounds left in the half, so the economy is really, even if you reset it at this point, it's not going to give you a whole lot.
You're still in a fair bit of trouble at the current moment, so I don't know. This is
where it's got to start for G2, and with the money that they have behind it, Kenny S has an AWP with 3,400 in the bank. Hunter has 2,400 in the bank behind his Krieg. I mean, there's cash for them to be able to fight in the next round no matter what happens. But they need these last 3.
He had the spawn to go for this peak, and he's not seen anyone. They'll fall back pretty quickly, so that might be some early info actually to work off of your G2 saying, well, there wasn't really anyone fighting on that side, so might be going for a B push, and they don't want to go for the smoke just yet. Waiting outside instead. And they've got all the pieces in play right now to go for a B play if they really want to. Re-smoking the tunnel one more time. It's going to put another delay on, but after that, there's going to be 1 smoke and 2 Molotovs left across the map for G2.
I think this is one of the obstacles for the defense. One of the ways the defense might have an advantage is KennyS and Jax have seen nothing. They've felt no pressure. They're sinking back to the A bomb site, so KennyS can have a fast rotate. They can be there very quickly. Here we go into the hit. Doubled up on towards Monster. Hunter, oh, he's given up his position. That's brutal. And I don't think they have a smoke to block it off. He's going to be right out in the open, susceptible to all the flashes, but Nex is at least holding him back from the rotation, and that's a good recovery.
Yeah, an excellent recovery and a little bit of a disjointed push, I think, out of EG. Certainly they knew that he was there, but it just felt like they couldn't really do anything about it. Taric, that's a nice crouch spray coming in. It's still a 1-on-2, but Amanek still down in that position, and he almost won that fight. That is very scary. It's going to be a 4th round out of G2, and, you know, anything they can get at this point in time. I think that was a low-effort round out of EG in some sense.
Yeah, it was a bit basic. They just kind of fell back into the set piece and liked to delay and run down the clock with getting no map control over towards A, but I think that might be why that hit was so disjointed, is because it was kind of read a little bit, and there was just utility being held because no pressure applied, which is very different to how some of these other rounds have played out. It's harder to apply that pressure, though, when you know that KennyS is going to have an AWP on the other side, right? Like, you are a little bit worried about that. Pop flash towards Monster to get some information. Ooh, Circus far back. They're going to go for the push, and this is working brilliantly. Nexa with a double kill, but then it gets returned. Again, Ethan, Stanislav has a kill onto it. You get the opening 2 kills of your G2, and then you lose the next 2, but Amanek.
Yeah, he brings it back a bit. I was about to say that worked so well. They actually baited themselves into a continuous fight that eventually sort of...
A war of attrition that they didn't have the resources to fight for.
Yeah, not quite. That's an annoying grenade if you're Taric. You're not happy about that. Ooh, Ethan finding a kill on Kenny. I don't know about this for G2, though. They still have the health. Well, I don't know anything for that.
Again, we just touched on this point. Look how much the time is on the clock. 58 seconds for EG in this 2-on-2, and even the HPs are pretty much aligned. But even if they weren't, I mean, at this point, when it's this slow in the round and it's a 2-on-2, it is kind of down to timing.
Ethan, is he going to be able to peak this with the AWP? Oh my God, he does. Amanek, he must have surely thought that was going to be a surprise. Instead, Ethan with a brilliant kill. 3rd in the round for him, and now they're waiting for it. And my God, after that kind of a start for G2 in the round, that's heartbreaking yet again.
That's the soul-crushing loss that G2 takes, and the money is not beautiful for them. But that's the one to return. After you get those opening 2 kills, you're exactly right. They must have thought at some point that there wasn't going to be any more EG players to fight against when they do that push.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there was. There was a couple more, in fact.
Yeah, they just kept coming out of the woodworks.
And Ethan with those 2 kills down the stretch. First on to KennyS to bring it from a 2-on-3 to a 2-on-2. And then picking off Amanek in a very nice peak. 1-11 for Kenny. I think, you know, we talked about the frustration of Taric and how hard it can be to bounce back after 2 tough maps. I think that might be a little bit of frustration for KennyS, peaking in a 3-on-2 in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it. I don't know, though. This should be a map where, as an AWPer, you have a little bit more of a say. Remember,
though, he hasn't had the AWP nearly as much as he probably would have liked. You know, that comes from, you know, being able to string rounds together and being able to get into some kind of a comfort. But, you know, his AWP has been in his hands in a very disjointed fashion.
It hasn't, I don't know, even when he's had it, he's been running towards that fountain to try and take the fight, and he's been shot down. I mean, not even just killed, but just smoked away, Molotov away. Then he falls back, and half the team is gone. It's
that aggressive AWPing stance has largely gone the way of like the Mirage window, where you don't really get a whole lot of clean opportunities to find a pick. More of a default spread for EG, as at this point, they know with such a big lead and so much success, they're looking for some insanity, looking for some kind of creative aggressive play from the G2 defense.
I mean, Long is covered in kind of a nice way. Jax is set up for a flashbang in case they come. Kenny obviously potentially not even going to be flashed at that range. So that's great if somebody shows up.
With the setups they have as well, this one with KennyS and Jax and Amanek and Hunter, one of the small details of it is you don't need to spend utility. You don't need to constantly refresh those smokes and the choke points. You can just have players taking contact the way Hunter is at the moment.
Oh, they're going to double grenade it. That is very dirty. Softening up a little bit. Then the follow-up, Hunter and Jax with a good return. So They've done pretty good so far. 30 seconds left on the clock. The bomb is now picked up by Tarek. On the other side, Jax, I can't believe Breeze doesn't find that kill. It looked like he should have been able to. Jax getting shot in the back, but he'll smoke that off right away. And now there's 30 seconds, well, less than 30 now on the clock.
Ethan's got to make his play before Tarek arrives.
Yeah.
He needs to make his play to clear out the bomb site for Tarek's arrival. Now swinging out along the bottom of the ramp. 15 seconds on the clock, and I don't think they have it in them. I don't think there's a chance here. Doubled up towards sandbags. Smoke is not going to be at this choke point. Tarek's somehow going to make the run, but yeah, they're just going to stop that plant, and it's all over from here. So 10-5 will be the score at halftime. EG with a big lead. G2 have done what they could. We said 6 would be great. They needed those last 3. They got 2 of them. Do you think it's enough?
No.
You sounded so sad when you said that.
Yeah, it does make me sad because I like to try and be optimistic. It's not even just the scoreline. I think 10-5. Yes, I mean we that could be a comeback. It's more like the
feel of the game, the sense.
Yeah, the end. They seem a little bit lost on this one. Now, obviously, on the T side, they're gonna be the ones dictating the pace, and so
right.
If it has to be a good start, I think, of the second half. It just has to be right away. All the economy in their favor.
Well, listen, we also mentioned this, just to keep track of it. Before this game went live, I kind of mentioned this series statistically felt like a battle of Ethan and Hunter. Ethan's 18-9 after that first half. Hunter is 8-11. So Ethan's grabbed a pretty nice hold of that. Now, they're going to switch sides, and we'll see exactly what happens with it. But this was a great half for EG. An EG that looked flat in the first map, looked flat yesterday. They've bounced back. And that's what you'd expect out of the second-best team in the world.
Yeah, it's a good reminder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because people are starting to have their doubts or maybe their worries. We mentioned this earlier. Ethan, one of the guys early in the gym this morning, 7 a.m.
He was there early, yeah.
Maybe
I saw him yesterday as well.
Maybe that's some of that. No cold start, just ready, feeling good.
He's doing 2-a-days. He's been lifting twice today.
Ooh, you're right. Well, here we go. Second half, pistol round coming up, and EG, a good starter right now. I think would probably put an end to G2. Ooh, that's annoying. The Goosh comes through, and he's going to go down. Long, weird battle, and it's going to be followed up. Oh, my God, that's Ethan, though. There we go. Still benching that team.
What a great follow-up shot. And I was going to say, Breeze had to have been stressed out because his bullets didn't seem like they were connecting. Bomb is down. There's 2 defenders in the staircase. And that third one is wrapping up towards long. The longer G2 take to gather their courage and get involved, the more difficult this is going to be. Great double kill from Almanac into a one-on-one, but again, he has no idea the position of Tarek. Wrapping behind him, and he's going to be looking the wrong direction. A single tap for Tarek will do it. 11th round for EG. And again, just a brutal stack in middle, much like Mirage. They had that stack in middle. Here they're waiting in the stairwell. A number of kills come out from G2. They just do not realize there's going to be so much of a follow-up. Like 2 kills that you get on the T side if you're G2. You get those 2 kills attacking this area. And then there's 2 more people that pop up in the staircase. You're just like, what's going on?
Yeah. Where are they all coming from? 11-5. No bomb plant. Just invested into a little bit. So this round is going to be not much of an output. It's going to be the next one that's going to be the really interesting one. They're going for the run in case, maybe they could catch someone there. Slightly delayed timing, but at range, the UMP and Cirque. Oh, all right. Wanted to maybe play that game. He's sticking around and he's not hearing them running, so that's decent information even.
Well, Tarek's about to get all the information he needs. Just crouch in the corner, doesn't need to commit to this fight. Now that they're getting close up, he's taking a lot of damage, down very, very low. It's time for his teammates to pick up the rest of the pace, but Jax with a crazy little drive-by. Not able to build upon it. 12-5, and G2 has to buy here.
Yeah, I think, that was, they're probably hoping that they could get a bomb plant down. That would have been a huge success, even if nothing else happened that round. Still, they could put together something here, and it's 12-5. Yeah, this is outrageous.
Outrageous.
Actually, as a newly formed team, maybe it's hard to have this mentality in the middle of a game that you're about to be eliminated from the tournament, but but actually this could be like a very, very good sort of teaching lesson to say, you know what, we should always find a way to keep that spirit alive, or at least keep that flame going until, if somebody gets like a crazy 1 versus 4 and wins it, then we all have to get up and fight again. Because you really don't ever want to just back all the way out. Not saying that they necessarily have, but you could feel the frustration a little bit, I think, in some of what's happening here for G2. So every team has to go through this, though.
That'll come with time if they stick together, right? And it's all about that's why it's also important to be able to take a scalp. We mentioned just to say, you can't always live on potential, but taking some of those tough wins gives you a little bit more confidence in your team, a little bit more confidence and belief in these situations that they're encountering. This is going to be tough. Oh, that's a very late come. That's the bomb. It's all alone. However, what a weird situation, because now the rest of G2 has realized there's aggression, and they're coming for the hunt, all 5 of them.
It's just a shame as well that it's a UMP. This one wasn't, though. The M4 setup and Cirque with the kill. Taric, a huge double there to take down Nexer and Jax. So G2 kind of not even making it close to a bomb site yet before they get picked apart. And Cirque is still behind them somewhere, which they have to worry about. A 3rd kill for Taric. Absolutely stepping it up here at the end of the series. Just individually, that's pretty cool. Even looking for the 4th one, playing up against the Krieg. 15 seconds, so Hunter, you either got to try and save this Krieg or find a way to die right now. He's boxed in it long, and I think he's not going to have a chance now, surely.
I think at this point you let him live. Let him live till after the timer. Don't get the kill, just hide behind that rock. Wait for the round to end, and that's exactly what Cirque is doing. That is so brutal, but I like it. I like that a lot. That is ruthless.
Cruel person, are you?
Tell me you don't like it.
I love it. But you're right. It's like that's how you want to play it. He's down to $600. Everybody else was close to 3,000 on his team, so he could have been part of that.
Well, think of what it does for him in the next round. Like, even though they're only half buying, he might as well fully invest.
Oh, wow, what a turn of events. If it wasn't already bad, here we are.
Here we are.
All stacked up towards the connector. Ethan, going to be hard to punish at this position. He's going to see their legs, their little shins, all splintered.
Little boots.
Little booties, yeah.
Cirque's going to grab the opening kill. That's towards the top of the stairs. And he's going to back away. Might have been spammed through a smoke. 4 on 5. And Amanek is only really physically present on the map. He has 1 HP. I don't think he can really do a whole lot.
No, you probably want to retire at that point in time, don't you?
Actually, maybe it's the other way around. He's really only here, mentally, providing his presence.
Yeah.
Without actually really being able to...
If he stubs his toe, he's just dying. Stanislaw. There goes Amanek. Just, I think, some sort of, collateral damage in the middle of all the chaos.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least Cirque, shot him in the face, so if it makes him feel any better, if he had 100 HP, he would have gone down as well. We're about to have a series that might all end in 16-5 scorelines.
Ooh. I don't think that's significant, but I like making the sound as if though it is.
If you do the appropriate cut on that Twitch clip, it'll sound like you thought it was interesting.
Yeah. It's like, I wonder if the planets are in the right order to line all this up.
Jupiter is aligned with Mars. Timeout called.
Speaking of Mars, you still need to go watch The Expanse.
Yeah, it's been, 24 hours since you told me about it, so I haven't really had a chance to sink my teeth into it.
You could every episode is like an hour. You could have watched a lot of them in those 24 hours.
Okay, where can I find it in China?
Oh, yeah. Well, if you really try, I bet it's possible.
14
to
5. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Freeze time, timeout coming to an end in EG. After the adversity of the first map, statement on the second map, and this has been them reaching their peak form.
It's looked really good. G2 have struggled heavily to find a way to do much here. Some of the rounds early on a bit close, but now you're not getting that feeling at all, are you?
No, it's this is a brutal position. Hunter, I think he's even half checking it, didn't really maybe believe that someone would be there, and that's interesting from Cirque. He did the same exact thing in return, and Almanek's got a double kill with that Krieg. Breeze could not respond quick enough.
I'm not sure what was going on there.
It's a bit creative, wasn't it? Well, Stanislaw's got a lot of things to do in this round.
Ethan Ethan going to come right out of the smoke. That could have been a beautiful double kill, followed up by Taric. That's not bad at all. He goes for a second fight, and he'll take down Nexa. That was, for a minute there, G2 actually having the lead. And now they're back in a very rough position. Amanek sneaking up with that creep, but how do you check everything? The bomber's up on the site. He's now walking into a bit of a crossfire. Stan on one side, Taric on the other side. And yeah, he's going to be shot at the back. Stanislaw will take him down. It's 15-5 in favor of EG. Let me just back up Cirque a little bit on this one. Let's assume there is no second player there, but just people close enough by to hear the Molotov. If he throws it and climbs through it, and they think, oh yeah, he's got a kill and Molotoved it off for buying time, and then he's actually on the other side shooting in the back, that would be so next level. Now, the way that it worked out, it did look funny, but...
It's just the sequence of decision. We'll ask him that. He's a pretty funny guy. He'll probably laugh it off. Molotov and in towards Monster. Taric, you like the confidence you're seeing out of Taric now that he's putting in some great frags, some multi-kills in some of these rounds. He's much more confident and much more willing to peek and take fights. Love seeing that.
Yeah, now that he's doing well, we're on his side again.
Yeah, we were always there. We just teased him a little bit. There's not a lot of utility for G2. This is going to be a hit towards the B bomb site, but they have one smoke and one flashbang. So it better be the single best smoke and the single best flashbang we've seen in Counter-Strike in a long time.
Yeah, it has to be huge, doesn't it? And now they're going to come through the tunnel. No one there to stop them just yet. They're getting very close, and it's a nice entry. Taric on the site with the AK, but he's got really no cover here. Coming in from every side, and somehow Breeze and Stanislaw still able to return. Look at how quick Breeze is with the flank. Just able to shut them down already in a 2-on-3. How did they get the bomb plant down? Kenny and Hunter, I think they might even want to try and go a little bit aggressive here towards the A side instead. Cirque will drop the bomb, and now it's Hunter in a 1 versus 2. With a Galil, he'll find the first one, but he gets dinged all the way down, and they know that, and that's going to be another 16-5 here as EG will come up with a victory in the series. It took all 3 maps, but they looked like they were always going to win that after the first map.